Mm-hmm. Hello, dear friends. Michelle is back on the line with you, and I remind you all that I am an expert in international finance. Today, I will tell you about another major fraudulent project in the field of trading in international financial markets. At the same time, of course, I'd be much more happy to spend my time and yours on improving your financial literacy or telling about some curious historical fact from the world of trading. But I hope that my material today will be also interesting and informative for you. Why are scammers and not some informative and useful technical analysis tool? Believe me guys, over time I will get to the materials on technical analysis, but for now it is important to me that you simply do not fall for the bait of scammers at the very beginning of your professional career. After all, everyone comes to trading with one single purpose. No, of course, guys, you can hear from professionals' opinions that they came to trade on the international financial markets at the call of their hearts, conscience, morality, and any reasons, in fact. But, you know, the truth is only one thing. We all become traders to earn a lot of money, to earn so much that our children, grandchildren, or even great grandchildren, as well as ourselves, will never need anything else. Yeah? This is certainly a somewhat mundane position, but it is honest and truthful, and that is exactly what it really is. And I believe that there is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of your desire to live beautifully and satisfying. This is normal. It is characteristic of every normal person. This is our biological nature, if you like. And imagine the situation. At some point, you became emotionally and morally ready to finally change your life for the better. You found a suitable platform in your opinion where you will invest. You collected several thousand euros. You transferred them to replenish your trading deposit, and the money appeared on your account. And, also appeared your personal manager, so friendly and helpful. He has become closer to you than a best friend. He tells you everything, he shows you and advises you. And the main thing, gives such good advice that deals that he recommends you to open often bring you such a coveted profit. And then, at some point, a very unpleasant situation occurs. That transaction that you open goes into a sharp loss and your deposit rapidly shows you the figure zero. And the manager says that, well, this is the market, it happens because you deliberately took the risk. And what happens? Have you changed your life for the better? No. Have you acquired something? Also no. You just lost, and if you succumb to the persuasions of scammers to replenish the deposit again, you will lose even more. I don't want you to find yourself in a similar situation, and that's why I'm shooting my reviews of various fraudulent projects for you. Today we will analyze a project with a beautiful name, SFXMarket. In my material I will analyze him in detail and explain why he cannot be trusted in any case, guys. Yeah. A very little comment for you, my friends, before we begin. I really ask you to like my video and ensure maximum repost of the material. The more people find out that I do not recommend investing on SFXMarket platform, the more likely it is that one of the novice traders will keep a cool head and their money. If you have any questions or if you have already encountered the actions of this scam, be sure to write about it in the comments or directly to me at the contacts listed in the description of this video. So, guys, now I'm starting a detailed analysis of the SFXMarket project and invite you to join me. Let's go. Okay. So, my friends, we are now at the centerfold of the SFXMarket project portal, and I honestly want to tell you, perhaps this is one of the best portals that I have seen ever. I will even say more. I have seen the portals of white licensed brokers which are implemented worse than what we are seeing now. The portal is made at the highest technical level. In addition, it contains a lot of diverse and interesting content. Pay attention to how well the feed of current quotes of the most popular trading assets is made. Everything is so ergonomic, bright and attractive. And this really pleases my eyes. Yeah. There is also a large education section. Yeah. Um, you know, which consists of two subsections: learn yourself and let us teach you. The first of them is learn yourself. Just a second. Yep, that's it. That's it. Okay, what I can see here, there are several definitions. Oh yeah, there are several videos devoted to what Forex is in general and how does it work. While the second section we will teach you. That's it. Let us teach you. It is such a kind of glossary where, as you can see, the most frequently used specific terms from the field of international trade in financial markets are presented in alphabetical order. And I'll tell you honestly, I'm just horrified by what SFXMarket has done. After all, this is a real scam. I know for sure that these are international criminals who belong in prison, but anyways, they have made a really cool product that can deceive not only a beginner but also a fairly experienced speculator. Yep. With regard to the sections that we have already examined, in fact, everything would be just fine if it contained at least some useful information from a practical point of view. In fact, if you start to study closely what they have posted on their website, it becomes clear that a beginner will not understand at all how to trade correctly in order to make a profit after studying all the information in the education section. Next, I really want to draw your attention to the fact that SFXMarket project openly says that it is not a classic stock exchange but a CFD broker. There is not even a hint that, apart from working from contracts for price differences, trading implies some other activity. There is no mention of classical stock trading. In a word, the content of the portal has impressed only a person who is not yet a professional trader. There is no information about where the SFXMarket project gets liquidity from. That is, quotes on the basis of which you are invited to trade. There is also no mention of who is the depository with which SFXMarket cooperates. Yeah, confused. So let's make a short digression. What is stock trading? Which is actually trading, which we all want to learn. Operations on the classical stock exchange involve the actual acquisition of certain assets by a trader. What assets? You can buy metals, oil, cryptocurrency, and more else. But most often we're talking about securities, stocks and bonds. In fact, the trader gets ownership of a small piece of the company whose assets he acquires on the stock exchange. Then he can wait until the price of the acquired assets increases in order to be able to sell the previously acquired securities at a higher price. Yeah? And of course, don't forget about such a source of income as dividends, profit from the company's activities for the reporting period. And records that you have become the owner of certain assets are stored in a special organization called a depository, with which a broker has signed a contract for the provision of such services. Which of the above do you see of the SFXMarket portal? I don't see any of this here either. for the banal reason that there is simply no such thing because it is a scam. By the way, here's the question: is every CFD a scam or not? Let's figure it out. Now, a little bit about CFD. What do we need such a trading tool at all when there is a wonderful scheme of copywriting described by me above? Yep, CFD is a contract for price difference. Let's say you have $20 and you want to trade bitcoins. Funny, for a stock trader maybe, but not for a trader who works with contracts for difference in prices. After all, you are not acquiring any assets here. You just work with your forecast about where the price will move relative to the opening point of the transaction. Do you acquire ownership of something at the same time? Of course, no. Who's the buyer of such a transaction? A trader, yeah. And who is the seller? That's right. A seller is a broker. That's when working with this type of tool there is no international component at all, due to the lack of information that would need to be brought into the international economic space. It turns out funny. So SFXMarket is just a banal CFD broker, so there is no mention of any set of trading instruments here. And there is only one type. Here is only contracts for different prices. Yes, I will make a reservation right away that there are brokers who can trade this type of contracts relatively safely. Yes, CFDs have an increased level of risk because you can lose a deposit here by making a mistake only a couple of times, but nevertheless, this type of trading in itself is not considered fraud. Although, I certainly would not recommend beginners to immediately get involved with such high risks. But if this is your desire and you understand the full responsibility for the consequences, it's up to you because we are all adults with you. But SFXMarkets does not belong to those projects where it is relatively safe to work with CFDs. Well, how safe it is? At least, you have to know that no one will steal your money here. So what is SFXMarket's problem? I see the problem in the complete anonymity of this project. Look at what is written in the footer of the central page of the portal. There is no even information about where the company is registered. In addition, all the payment systems that are used here are listed at the same place. Yeah, just a second. It was, yeah, that's it. At the bottom of the page, but please note that only electronic money is available here. That is your transfer. If you decide to replenish, the deposit here will be carried out not in favor of a legal entity, but in favor of an individual who will remain 100% anonymous for you. And this anonymity, in my opinion, is the main problem in the aggregate, of course. Everything else, which I have already told you about, how it works, all brokers know perfectly well how scammers are acting. And disclosure of information about who is the project manager, who is the main analyst, who is the liquidity provider, how many contracts have been concluded with liquidity providers, is a banal rule of good form. That is, if you see that they don't tell you anything right away. Doubts about the honesty and integrity of the project immediately begin to arise. And finally, it should be added that SFXMarket doesn't have the most important authorization document. It doesn't have a broker's license issued by the financial regulator. And without a license, all the activities of such a project simply cannot be considered legitimate. Okay, guys, I'm coming back to you, my friends. Just a second. Okay, I'm here. What can I say in conclusion about the SFXMarket project? Obviously, this is the most common scam. Not bad. I would even say qualitatively made. However, This does not negate the fact that the project is fraudulent. It is impossible to earn money here, but you can only lose money. Therefore, I do not advise anyone to invest here. Okay, guys, that's all I had for you today. Thanks to everyone who watched my video. I hope you were interested. And now I say goodbye to you until we meet in my next materials. Ciao, guys.